Welcome to Actually Controller, the podcast that is actually Controller, and we are actually in control of everything you are hearing right now. I'm so very sorry. What up, everybody? Welcome back to Actually Controller. You got Steve.
You got Chad.
And Chris.
We got a little bit shorter of a crew running tonight.
Steve's running us ragged.
Yeah, so in
tired.
In timeline context, you were watching this post us getting back from the tour. We are recording this, though, however, days before.
In anticipation of the...
Man, do I have a story for you tonight.
Do I have a story for you of what we're planning to do to Chris on tour?
Nope. Okay, so today's topic is not that.
So we were, just kind of wanted to keep it a little lighthearted since it's running only the three of us tonight, and we decided maybe just banter about what maybe a movie or a TV show or a book or something like that we're all actually looking forward to coming out sometime.
What is this TV you speak of?
Yeah, I know. I didn't say that the TV was in regards to you.
I don't know what a TV is.
But you are a moviegoer.
You are a moviegoer.
Yes.
Real quick footnote, though. However, if you are listening to the audio version only of this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, all the other providers, and you are noticing old episodes dropping off, that is due to our distributor, after 90 days, killing off old episodes. If you would like to catch up on any old episodes, you can find them over on our Patreon.
Come visit
for
Patreon.
$10 a month.
Subscribe.
And you can binge watch, at this point now, all 31 episodes
31
of this podcast straight. You can get access
like 8
to
months.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a lot. Along with a whole bunch of different unreleased music and art and all that other stuff. You also can, if you don't have the means for the Patreon, that's perfectly fine. You can find all of our old episodes in audio-only format on our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook page under the playlist Actually Controller. So
Actually Controller.
Go check us out all there and let us know what some of your favorite episodes are, and give us some ideas, because we're won't lie, we're struggling to come up with some ideas for ourselves after 31 episodes.
And then we'll have a post-tour podcast, and after that, what are we going to talk about? 2024?
Well, the thing is we talk all the dang time until these cameras turn on, and it's like,
Well, in fairness, there are quite a bit of points that are brought up in those topics of conversation that shouldn't be recorded.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We filter that out beforehand. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we flush
Thus,
those
if you really pay attention, we're usually giggling by the time the podcast starts.
Yeah.
I think that was mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like, we should give context. No, we probably shouldn't.
No context.
Nope.
Hashtag no context.
No context.
Yeah. That's the
be
extra limited edition shirt.
That would definitely be a hashtag retake then.
Yeah.
Forever.
So, for you, what movie?
I just went to the movies, so we just saw Blue Beetle, and I say we because usually I'm lonely, so I just go with the kids.
I am lonely.
I can't remember last time I went with an actual adult.
Do you want to go to the movies, Chris?
I think I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2017 with a friend.
We can go to the movies together, Chris.
Okay. But anyway, saw Blue Beetle. We like to do the superhero movies. It's kind of a tradition for us. So we've seen every.
You even did one while you were on your big vacation.
Oh yeah, when I went on vacation, we saw 2. We ended up seeing
all the way on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah,
and
we
still
saw
did
one
something
in
you
San
could do
Diego.
in Fort Wayne.
Yep. Hey, but it's still cool.
And I'm not saying it's
well.
not cool.
We did one of the movies in Chicago too. We watched the Flash movie in Chicago, and then we watched. I'm drawing a blank on the other one.
On the dad itinerary.
Wasn't one like a Transformers?
Yes, there was Rise of the Beast. So usually I can't say I do kids movies, but I do that kind of like
the tween.
Yeah,
I remember.
So we watched Blue Beetle, but I was completely blindsided by the Marvels preview. My daughter was like, "Dad, what's like? You didn't know?" I was like, "No." Like that's the first time I saw the preview, and I was like floored.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I was excited. So that's definitely on the agenda. I think that's November 10th. And then 2 previews later, the next Hunger Games came out, and my daughter was super excited. So she's probably going to go see that with her friends. So
I didn't know they were still doing.
There's another Hunger Games
it's a prequel to the games.
Ooh.
So she's excited. But
I'm like, how are they doing?
Because I've watched all 4.
3.
3.
Oh, 4. No, you're right.
Because the third one was split.
Yeah, they did a split.
They Harry Pottered it.
I feel like it was probably a good 10 years ago because my daughter was younger, like to the point like we went to Johnny Appleseed and she was so into it that like I had to buy her a bow and arrow, so she was like Katniss. Even though like the context of a bow and arrow at Johnny Appleseed is not the same.
Yes.
But anyway, so she got,
doesn't matter.
It's still a bow
she's
and
going to
arrow.
go do that with her friends, so I might need a date, Steve. You going to go watch the Hunger Games with me?
I'll hold your hand. We can have popcorn.
I might cut a hole in the box.
If this is scheduled on the right
Who
day,
said that you were holding the popcorn?
Nope. Extra butter, please.
Why do both of you have a large popcorn, but neither one of you are eating it?
Can you make sure the butter is all the way at the bottom? I'm gonna need it.
And no salt, please.
Butter on bottom, please.
All butter, no salt.
Okay, this is getting derailed. So anyway, we like to do watch previews. We also we decide it's an okay movie, but we'll probably wait.
Right.
And so Netflix or whatever, Redbox, we'd still do Redbox. I know it's old school, but if we can stream it, we'll stream it. But yeah, I'll know my life. I don't have time to do movies without making it an actual
event.
Hey, let's go watch this movie on November. I literally have to plan November 10th. We're watching a movie. Otherwise, I don't get us do anything like that. So that's how today landed. I had the 23-hour road trip with one of my other bands. 4 hours of sleep, maybe if I was lucky.
It's still
thankfully
not as bad
you guys
as
let me
West
take a 2-hour nap here before our
rehearsal.
It's not as bad as West Virginia.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
You had AC, a comfy couch that you were stretched out.
Yeah, for sure. And it was longer than 90 minutes. It was about 2 hours.
It was funny because I was standing here. I was like,
at me.
I had to wake the Bears in West Virginia. I am not waking up Chris today.
Yeah, and I just look at him. I go, yeah, I was one of the Bears. 1, 2, 3, not it.
I was ready to go though. I wasn't an asshole.
No,
it wasn't an. I know we both had an asshole face.
it was more than a 45.
You guys were like,
minute.
well, we're not. We just want to let you wake up. I was like, no, let's go. I'm set up. And they're like, no, go ahead. And I'm like, okay. Well,
tonight. No. I'm talking at the West Virginia one.
Oh yeah. That was only because I'm like, my brain was like, this is not 9 o'clock.
This is not what I had earmarked.
But it wasn't my fault.
How dare you go for a stroll?
How dare I talk to the venue owner?
How dare you go networking?
Good Lord.
If you would have just stayed put.
I know.
So there aren't a lot of other movies. We did it, and obviously everybody's watching this post a couple weeks later, but today, what's today's date? 27th, August 27th. Just happened. I dated the podcast, but just happens to be National Cinema Day, so we $4 movies on Fandango, so I took advantage of that.
Oh.
Had to... every minute of my life, man. 4 hours sleep, got up, took him to the movie, and went to dinner. And
I was at least happy you got 4 hours. I was worried when
3.5,
I saw
4.
your post though that you were running on a 30-minute nap or something like that.
No, so not to sidebar the conversation. Just real quick, I got up at 9 a.m. on Saturday, picked up the trailer at 10, went and met the band at 11. We loaded and left Fort Wayne by noon. 4.5 hours one way. 1 hour show.
An hour in there.
Lost. We went to Central Time Zone, so 4.5 hours back. The show itself was 2 hours behind by the time we were done playing. I literally touched my bed at 7:45.
Oh, I thought it was later than that.
No, it was almost 8 o'clock. So I did make a post.
I thought it was 9 a.m.
No, I had just dropped the band off. I still had a few other things to do before I went home. I was like, I'm still not home. 23 hours in.
Yep.
So, but yeah. Kids are like, Dad, we don't have to go to a movie. I'm like, well, it's either 1:10 p.m. or 10 a.m. and I'm not getting home at 7 and going to a movie at 10. We're not doing that.
Nope.
So, but yeah, no, like I said, movies, it's always with the kids. I'm not a horror fan. I do like action. So we do that sometimes, but I don't know. I'm filling the space of the podcast now.
Chadwick?
Well, I recently started getting into the whole Conjuring, Annabelle.
Oh,
so the horror
that's
stuff.
Interesting. I literally said my daughter loves that stuff.
You literally just prepped him.
And I found a site that was showing how to watch all of them in chronological order.
Oh, right on.
So it's like you start with The Nun, and then it goes Annabelle, Creation to Annabelle to, and so I got 3 movies into the run of this, and I know that The Nun 2 is going to be scheduled to come out shortly, so I'm excited for that. I want to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
coming out.
The movie
is that like a retro thing? That sounds familiar.
Five Nights at Freddy's was a video game.
Yeah,
that's
okay. My son talked about it. Okay.
Matthew Lillard is playing in it, and I'm excited for it. That's coming out in October. So yeah, that's like scary movie, scary movie,
talked
scary
about
movie.
The chronology of the scary movies. We did that with the Marvel. Like after
I've done the chronological Marvel thing,
my gosh,
except for with the shows. Like I didn't do it with Loki
all the Netflix.
Right, I just did
stuff.
it with the mainstream movies. But the chronological order of Marvel was like.
Because if you get into the shows, if I remember correct, it even now then breaks down to there's certain episodes that you have to fragment out of certain seasons.
Yes.
Yeah. They're trying to tie I mean, it's a money grab, but they're trying to tie the shows with the movies with the shows, so that way they can kind of full circle whatever they close loopholes and things like that. Plot holes, I guess. There's the right word. Plot holes. Anyway, stealing your thunder.
And then I'm a big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was a great cartoon series.
Yeah, I'm disappointed they didn't do a sequel.
For the movie?
Yeah.
That movie was terrible.
I don't care.
Here's the thing, though. Coming out in 2024.
My kids were younger, so
2024, Netflix is releasing a live-action remake adaptation of
Netflix.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I'm sure one of the kids already has it.
And it's supposed to be bigger. And it's supposed to be bigger money budget than the Shyamalan fail.
The Shyamalama Ding Dong?
Shyamalan fail.
That's I don't know. I don't think it was too bad. I don't really follow the lore, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those to pick apart and be like, oh, that's not how the book went. Like,
no, I was all about the animation from start to finish.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite series that I will return to over and over again. So Netflix is doing their live action adaptation, which is supposed to release in 2024. And then the original creators of the cartoon announced that they're going to be releasing a movie to expand on the story of it in 2025.
It's just so far out.
I know it's.
I mean,
like,
if you look at the
probably the amount of,
but animation takes a while.
Well, just editing and stuff at that level. Special effects. That's the word I was looking for.
But that's probably like my big
camera die.
I don't know. I heard something.
Are we still cameras?
Hi. Oh yeah, I forgot about this camera over here.
Are we still there for Patreon?
That one.
Okay.
Okay, good. That's the one. It's the three of us.
But like,
I totally forgot about TV. I know Steve. Well, because I don't watch TV.
Yeah, you don't watch TV.
We have to, again, like everything else, it has to be like intentional. So we do the Disney Plus things for Marvel. We enjoyed Loki. We're disappointed it took forever to come out.
And see, I have Vudu, which is also Fandango Vudu. It's like, man, I didn't know they were doing like sales. That'd be
just today. It was like national. Well, today's whatever.
I've been purchasing several movies off my wish list.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's for. I'm sure there was some sort of discount for purchase, but
it might be
$4 in theater. So three of us went for $17.
Damn.
I mean, that's about the cost of like almost one full ticket nowadays.
But yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender I'm so much into the franchise. I love it so much that I have everybody that is a huge fan of the cartoons just despises the movie that Shyamalan did.
Sorry.
Yeah, but anybody that doesn't know the cartoon series is like, okay, the movie's good.
Yeah, I'm not a hardcore.
Well, and that's the reason. And I know a lot of people like really hate on stuff for that reason. Like that's not the way the story goes. But if you spread across the wealth of a certain story arc to multiple different developers,
all right,
you're going to end up getting a lot more fan bases.
But here's like
straight, Steve.
Here's the biggest pet peeve of that live action adaptation movie is the name pronunciations they did wrong.
Oh yeah,
they had source material for the names. Like in the cartoon, it's Aang. In the movie, it was Ong. They called it
You're just mad because they were hiring a whole bunch of New Englanders and they weren't pronouncing it wrong. It was just their accent. And you're just a hater. Okay? That's what it is.
I'm a hater of that movie.
You're a New Englander hater.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, I do want to add, so something we do, and we did it today, and my daughter is actually sharing this with her friends when she goes to movies. You remember old school Coventry 13 theaters?
Yep.
It was the Dollar Theater for a while, and then they closed.
Yeah.
But it used to be Regal owned.
Mm-hmm.
And Regal currently still does this at a lot of the theaters where they have like the 30 to 45 second roller coaster clip.
Oh yeah.
So when I was a kid and I was going to movies with my friends, yes,
hands up.
We would put our hands up and we'd literally like do the roller like when it turned.
Lean.
Now the funny thing is I had to teach the kids before they went on roller coasters that like if it turned left, you actually have to lean right.
Yep.
Because that would be the way your body would go momental. So like that's something we do every movie and.
That's awesome.
There's just
that's awesome.
So one of those little things my
Keep
kids
that tradition going.
And she did, but she said her friends looked at her funny, but now they do it every time they go to a movie.
So are we doing that when
If you want to, we'll hold hands if you want.
I mean, if we're going to do this whole movie thing, I'll go to movies with you guys.
But we can hold hands.
Let's get this thing scheduled.
I mean, we don't want to, jar too much because then the bucket of popcorn will fall off each one of our laps.
We might have some time off on the tour.
Yep.
That happened.
I'll hold the
before
slushy.
this podcast.
Yeah. So,
Let's go.
Anything else, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
No.
He's like, stall. Fill some more time.
No, it's fine. I was going to say I just looked at the time stamp and we're doing good.
No, I think that's the majority of like the big ones that I'm looking forward to.
Okay. I'll start off first with a context to something you were saying earlier when you made the comment of I get it if the book or comparison to the movie is absolutely egregiously different and everything like that, and I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm all for like the movie being different and them stylizing it.
You're taking a 300-page book or series and putting it in 1 2-hour movie.
However, I was fine with the way they went with Da Vinci Code. I was fine with Angels and Demons. The way they did Inferno, though, aggravated me to no end because the main, not the main guy, but the main motivation and the main motive of the bad guy, if you will, literally turned into a 2-minute subplot in the movie. The whole book leading up, a 400-plus page book, led up to the culmination of what this guy was doing. They made that a 2-minute footnote in the middle of the movie and completely changed the entire motive and arc of what the bad guy was supposedly trying to pull off. I'm like, that can't be called a book adaptation.
That's more,
So
I'd agree there.
But for me, what I'm actually looking forward to in coordination to that is he hasn't offered his release date yet, but he said he's still hoping for a release date of this year is a new Dan Brown novel in regards to the Robert Langdon series. So the next one in correlation to that, because Origin was the last one, and supposedly they're still thinking about making a movie out of that. They're waiting for Tom Hanks to see if he's actually going to reappear as the role or not. But apparently a new novel is coming out for the Dan Brown or for the Robert Langdon series from Dan Brown. But for TV show, the new season of Shoresy is coming out here.
Yes, Shoresy.
In the next month or so.
I love Shoresy.
You know exactly what it is, only because here's the thing. To be fair,
I thought those were inside jokes.
Nope.
No.
I did not realize that was pop culture.
Nope, that is all pop culture. You are spouting pop culture, my friend.
Look at me, I'm naive.
But yeah, the new season of Shoresy is coming out.
I completely blanked on the new season of Shoresy.
What, I think a month and a half or so?
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, the new season of Shoresy is coming up. So, and then the new season of Letterkenny at the end of the year.
Want to see my Canadian hockey bro show?
Hey there, buds.
Hey buds.
Hey buds.
Something we didn't do this year that we have made a annual trip of doing is drive-in movies.
Well, the Auburn one has been down.
Here's the thing.
To be fair,
Huntington is just as close.
Actually?
Mm-hmm. Auburn Garrett's about 35, 40 minutes. Huntington's like 45. It's really not that much further. Oh,
okay.
Sorry. Wah, wah. Can we do that again? No.
Plus, I need a retake just because I failed.
Yeah. Plus, it's got 2 screens, so you really have you'll have 2 screens, which is usually Auburn Garrett, or you'll have the 2 screens might have 2 different movies. Coming home from another show in Ohio, I passed Van Dell Drive-In, which is Van Wert.
Yes.
Yeah. So
or Nordell, but that's about 45 minutes away.
Not that one, but there was one that we were supposed to actually be playing a show at that was there in Ohio.
Yeah. There's a possibility. There was a drive-in theater that was set
Use your
up
words. Was or is?
Was.
Yes.
Okay.
Was. Yes. Or is, I don't know, because I haven't followed up with it. So there was, as
we're
far
ending
as
our
my
tour
knowledge.
at a movie theater, drive-in movie.
I don't know if the movie theater owner's still trying to push it, but at the moment that we were talking to him
back
about
from World Tour, Contrøller on the drive-in stage.
They actually were setting up a stage in front of the screen, and before it got dark, they were having the bands perform.
Cast some live video of us performing. Oh,
that would be awesome.
While we're performing,
be like it'd be like an arena kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not that they're shooting a video and then broadcasting. It's just a video of random show from some other time.
Oh no,
that they're airing
like
behind
live,
us.
like like they do in those arenas where like you're in section 312, row 47.
I know, but for comical value,
we
show them your very first show video
gross. No.
while we're performing.
Nope. That can get lost.
But no, it's not that any audio's there. They just are only seeing a video with no context, and then we're playing in front of it.
I've since harnessed my persona for the band since then too, so now that can go away.
Now it can't.
Yeah. Chris, remember when?
It's forever up on YouTube.
Do you remember?
Yeah. So drive-ins we haven't done. So depending on what happens on the 23rd, we may end up going to Cedar Point, not to divert the conversation that way. So if drive-ins are still open, we might try and incorporate that into a full weekend.
Yeah, but it's funny because like a month or two ago, I was actually looking up drive-thrus near us.
Drive-ins?
I
can find you a drive-thru, bud.
Yeah, I can find one just like
Speaking
2 minutes
of Ohio,
from here.
they have drive-thrus.
But a drive-in theater, I actually was looking up at the ones near us, and I saw the one in Van Wert area. And
yeah, that caught me by surprise. I was like, what is that? Oh, drive-in? And then like I realized I was only about 45 minutes from home. I'm like, that's worth the drive.
Yeah.
2 movies, usually really cheap. Take some snacks, whatever.
Yep.
It's been a really humid summer, though, so even if we did have the opportunity, I don't know if I would want to tolerate it.
You are one of the types that can't really
as we
survive
sit
in a
here, I've
vehicle.
got a fan on. We're just doing a
sitting directly
podcast,
underneath an AC
and my
vent.
fatness needs a fan on it right now because I will sweat.
Yeah, with a vent directly above
I
you.
was telling somebody the other day, like this piece of equipment is the best piece of equipment I've ever purchased. Because notoriously, I used to go shirtless during shows, and that was because I would sweat so bad that like I could not. It would like having my sweaty shirt stick to me would distract me. So I would just take it off because try to stay cool. But now I don't have to because I have a fan.
And now you have a new one that doesn't go.
We opened for a national. It was a 20-minute set. I'm like, I can go 20 minutes. Yeah, no problem. No. We're halfway through our second song. I'm like 6 minutes into playing, and I'm drenched. And I'm like, that was a big mistake. I will never
again.
Never, ever. I don't care if it's 20 minutes. I'm taking my fan, and it will be right beside me, like my little buddy.
I love you.
Yep.
Where like this last week, I worked on we had temperatures that felt like 107 degrees, and I'm in a factory that's got like very low air circulation.
I was outside in it. I feel you.
Sorry, buddy. So I walked out of my office on Wednesday, and it was so cool in my office that by the time I was 10 feet from the door, my keys were sweating. That's how cool it was.
And I was like, going outside to get fresh air.
Yeah. I went outside. My keys were like getting like all that moisture on them. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, man.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, you're feeling that way. I'm literally just getting baked in the sun while that heat's going on. It's like
it's the careers we have.
Oh, no. I was outside in most of it on Wednesday.
I mean, doing industrial maintenance, there's not really much options outside of a sweaty, hot factory.
So to give you all context of all the not musician work that we actually do.
Yeah.
So in Indiana, it is humid for any Patreon or subscribers who
Yeah,
from Indiana.
Yeah, because if you
Very
don't
humid
know,
this summer.
Especially us, we are literally surrounded by 3 different rivers.
Yeah, it was. And you brought up Wednesday. Wednesday was like it was 87 degrees at like 11:30 at night. It was bad.
Oh yeah.
So that, I mean, even if we would have went, I don't know if I would have been comfortable going.
I was over at Putt Studio that day too. So, yeah, I
down in the
basement.
well, only for a brief time, and then we were outside. Then we were up at the bar, and then when we walked outside, it was almost midnight. It was still 84 degrees.
Yeah, it was hot.
Oh yeah, I worked till 4 a.m. and it's like even walking out then, it's like 70 degrees. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't made a drive-in. I think that'll be a goal for next year. This year, I think was probably my worst year with like dad time management. Some of it's my daughter's now 18. She's graduated, letting her do her own thing. My 22-year-old is fully immersed in whatever he. Yeah. I had to beg him to come to our summer vacation. He's like, "But what about work?" I said, "So."
And then he bought a ticket and said, and?
I said, yeah, now you're coming. I bought your airline ticket.
I find this very endearing in a way because my son, with his job, they're having a company family picnic day out at the zoo. And he brought the form. He's like, hey, I looked at the date. We're going to be on tour.
Aww.
I'm like, I would totally be there for you, but I'm not even home that day.
Boo.
I know. I feel really bad.
So you'll have to spring for daddy.
And he's 23, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, you want to come do this with me?"
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I felt
that just got me in the feels.
I know, man.
I needed to do my dad thing where my kid did some paintings. I don't know if you saw him upstairs that he was very proud of, and
those are really good
ended up being willing for the first time ever to agree for artwork to be hung in the kitchen. Because
you agreed or he agreed?
No, she agreed because she's been firm that no artwork gets hung in the kitchen because she wanted after the kitchen remodel it to remain clean. And then after he did these paintings, she was like, I want those hung in the kitchen. So it was my dad's responsibility to hang all of them in the very specific way that they wanted all of them hung because they were multi-canvas split.
Yeah.
So,
I know the one set is like 3 paintings, multi-canvas.
So yeah, but he was for the dad feels and everything. He was profusely thanking me for hanging up his artwork and everything today. So,
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's one of the things. Like when I talked about the roller coaster for the movies, even today, I was like, man, they're gonna keep doing this after I'm gone.
Yeah,
like they will, and she'll probably, if she has kids or if she adopts or whatever, she's pass it on. I'm getting a tear. No, it's the fan.
Yep,
it's the fan. I did get caught on. Okay, so here's one. Dads talk about movies. How often during sad scenes do you tear up or cry? I had a moment today.
When it's a dad-related one, yes.
Yeah, I had one today,
or a dog-related one.
I don't want to give it away, but there was a moment in the movie where somebody basically said, "Buck up, let's get this done, let's accomplish this, and then we can sit back and realize our losses or what happened." You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sad, like what happened. Obviously, try not to give away the movie. But then, like towards the end, they finally said, "All right, now we can, mourn our losses or what had happened in the movie." And but the scene itself was like, my daughter's crying.
That is not a fair question.
I was not ready.
That is not a fair question for me. I am a sappy dude, and I cry.
Yep. My wife is has no soul. So she likes to kind of chuckle when all of a sudden I'll feel something. She's like, "Yeah, right over there." I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah, my daughter and I both look at each other and like, "I'm not crying, you're crying." Well, we're both crying, but okay.
This even goes for movies that I've seen like multiple times. I just watched A Knight's Tale, showing my girlfriend A Knight's Tale the other night, and it's to the point. Spoilers. It's to the point when
you can't. It's not a spoiler if it's like a 20-year-old movie. Come on.
That's your own fault.
Yeah. He made it back to his home city, and he goes and visits. He finds out his dad is still alive. Goes to visit his dad. That scene gets me to tear up every time, and I've watched that movie. I don't know, countless of times, and it's like, no, I'm just.
He's a sappy guy.
I'm a sappy guy.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's okay. We'll have a hug it out later.
There are moments like you said, dad moments, and like not to get super intimate, but I'm single and been relatively single for a while. So there are moments during like the
he was until this tour.
Like yeah. Me and Rosie go way back.
This tour.
Hey, mind
while
your
we
business.
were Virginia
If the
Beach.
Bluetooth speaker starts playing,
I have a Bluetooth speaker that everybody will be able to.
That's what I'm saying. If the music starts playing, is he number 1 or number 4?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Number 2 or number 3?
Chris,
Which one?
it just got spicy. It jumped up 2 numbers.
Chris, I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
Oh goodness.
So,
Movies.
yes, that's kind of stuff we're looking forward to seeing coming out.
Hey, comment.
Let us know what you're actually looking forward to seeing.
What movie or show
What
do you
genre?
want?
Or even if it already came out sometime this year, let us know what thing that came out that you're really anticipating, and if it ended up living up to your expectation too.
What movie makes you cry?
Infinity Wars.
Oh
man, dude, I can't even.
I know.
You were so
I can't
invested.
even right
the
now.
The thing is, we were so invested in those characters.
Well,
like,
yeah, if you're
yeah.
from
doing
the whole series,
like we did, and the kids and I, like all of us were crying, like all 4 of us. I had all 4 of us in tears, but it wasn't like this is a sad scene. That movie, like it was a solid 20 minutes of sadness.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, you don't like it's an action movie. It's a comic book. You don't expect that, but it's like so invested in it.
Oh no,
And
that
then
movie
in
kicked
the
you.
end,
That movie kicked everybody in the feels.
Game, obviously, like. Man, I don't know. Is it a spoiler? I feel like the movie's been out long enough. It's not a spoiler.
oh, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah. So when
There was enough memes.
when
that
Iron
were
Man,
going
when
around
Iron
at
Man
the
died,
snap.
but it wasn't even that. Like my daughter and I connect a lot during movies, but it's like when they are doing the ceremony and they're going through, and I'm like, they literally stack the characters with their movie and their series in order.
Yeah.
And we're like watching, like going, oh my gosh, that's
Right.
hits you in the feels.
So good.
Real heavy.
But there you have it, guys.
Yep.
We're sappy dads.
Yep.
Sappy dads.
Maybe not next week's episode, but here in the next couple weeks, we will be releasing an episode that is all of the happenings that happened while on tour. We're going to have a camera. We're going to be, shooting stuff while we were out on the
Rosie
road.
Going to go on a walk together.
Yep. Down on the beach in Virginia Beach.
Oh, we got that boardwalk too.
Yeah, he went boardwalk walking.
Nothing like being outside.
I'm looking
Just gonna say that.
I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of eateries are on the boardwalk.
I don't know. The other big thing, we're going to literally be there on Labor Day, so I don't know what will or won't still be open.
We should find some sort of festivities, like fireworks or something. I don't know.
Heck, there might be some we can see right from the balcony area.
Kiss me under the stars, Stevie.
Okay. What part?
He did not delay. He's like, okay.
Okay. What part?
All right.
All right. Well,
So sorry, Chad.
yeah, so sorry.
There's plenty of love.
There's plenty. Yeah, I just didn't want to feel left out.
Oh, don't worry. If you don't turn on the Bluetooth speaker, you won't be left out.
Well, I'll just throw a pillow your way.
We'll ask Pillow Flip you.
Last pillow flip.
All right. On that note, we had a great tour, hopefully. If we didn't, you saw the posts. And on that note, we will see you all in the next episode, and we'll share with you what happened in this adventurous 10 days.
That'll be a 2-parter or 4. Or
Probably.
Depending on the stories coming out of this thing.
Yeah. And how much video footage we have
It's our
of it.
longest run.
Yes.
The most shows.
Mm-hmm.
Consecutively.
Yeah.
Consecutive,
I mean, we're
yeah.
doing, what, 8 out of the 10 days? 7 out of the 10 days?
Definitely 7, possibly 8.
And I think we only like 3 or 4 out of the 5 or 6 last. Yeah. Lots of opportunity for shenanigans.
Yep.
Lots of shenanigans.
Yep. And we're going to be all over the country, actually, on this one. So lots of opportunities to have people also get looked at by Secret Service. So anyway.
Yep.
So we will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one.
Later.
So very sorry.
Thank you for listening to Actually Controller. If you liked what you heard, please consider following us on all our socials. You can easily find us on all the different platforms by going to linktree/Contrøller33 or scan the QR code if you are watching the video version of this episode. Thank you.